Witches. It's Luna here for what's going to be a long unboxing. And if you did not read the title, I will give you another content warning here. This video is going to be full of some extremely naughty words. You have been warned. So, you know, if you're a pearl clutcher, you might want to click away now. Okay, they're gone. So, I realized decades ago that pretty much every filthy thing you can say about a man is based in slurs against women. For instance, I mean, bitch is bitch. But son of a bitch is a slur against the guy's mom. A bastard says his mother was a loose woman and was not married to his father. A motherfucker. I mean, that is kind of more on the guy. That one really is. So we'll give credit there. Even homophobic slurs are about a man behaving like a woman, right? Anything calling a man a pussy, there you go. Although I saw that it actually derived from the word pusillanimous, which maybe not. We'll go with it. So many other things that you can call a man that really are a slur against the female. And then we've got the grandmammy of them all, cunt. Why do I say it that way? Because the Brits and the Aussies have a far healthier relationship with sex, swearing, than we in the US do. So, for the sake of your own American prudery, deeply ingrained, and mine, I will probably say cunt every time, because when an Aussie says it, it's funny. So, I want to go, first of all, let me show you the deck. Oh look, it's the Cosmic Cunt. The minute I laid eyes on this deck, I had to grab it. I went to the shop for something different. I was looking for minis, and I saw that, had never heard of it, and went, snatch mine. So, let's talk about that word. From Barbara G. Walker's The Woman's Encyclopedia of Myths and Secrets. If you do not have a copy of this and you are a woman, you need to get a copy. Also, if you're a man, there's a lot of hidden history in here, and I guarantee you will be enraged with pretty much every entry that you read. So here's the entry on cunt. Derivative of the Oriental great goddess as Kunti or Kunda, the yoni of the universe. From the same root came country, kin, and kind. Related forms were Latin cunus, Middle English kunta, Old Norse, and Frisian kunta, Basque kuna. Other cognates are cunabula, a cradle, or earliest abode. Cunina, a Roman goddess who protected children in the cradle. Cunctipotent, all-powerful, i.e. having cunt magic. Cunicle, a hole or passage. Cuniculate, penetrated by a passage. Cundi, a coverted culvert. Also, cunning, kenning, and ken, knowledge, learning, insight, remembrance, wisdom. Cunt is not slang, dialect, or any marginal form, but a true language word and of the oldest stock. And let's see here, that reference is, there's a reference for that. I'm not going to look it up right now. Kin meant not only matrilineal blood relations, but also a cleft or crevice, the goddess's genital opening. A Saharan tribe called Kuntas traced their descent from this holy place. Indian Kundas were their mother's natural children, begotten out of wedlock as gifts of the goddess Kunda. Of old, the name applied to girls, as in China, where girls were once considered children of their mothers only, having no natural connection with fathers. In ancient writings, the word for cunt was synonymous with woman, though not in the insulting modern sense. So here we go. This was a word just about women, and I'm not going to read the rest of the well, maybe I will. It's not very long. An Egyptologist was shocked to find the maxims of Tahotep used for woman, a term that was more than blunt, though its indelicacy was not in the eye of the ancient beholder, only in that of the modern scholar. Medieval clergymen similarly perceived obscenity in female genital shrines of the pagans, holy caves, wells, and groves. Any such place was called cunus diaboli, or devilish cunt. Witches who worshipped there sometimes assumed the name of the place, like the male witch Johannes Kuntius mentioned by Thomas More. Under painful circumstances, this witch died at the hands of witch hunters, but it was said he was resurrected and came back to earth as a lecherous incubus. Several sacred places identified with the word cunt, sometimes embarrassed Victorian scholars who failed to understand their earlier meaning. A.H. Clow became a laughingstock among Gaelic-speaking students when he published a poem called Toper na Fuithach, literally bearded well, a Gaelic place name for cunt shrine. The synonym twat was ignorantly used by another Victorian poet, Robert Browning, in the closing lines of his Pippa Passes. Then owls and bats, cows and twats, monks and nuns in a cloister's moods adjourned to the oak stump pantry. Editors of the Oxford English Dictionary hesitantly asked Browning where he learned the word. He said it came from a bawdy broadside poem of 1659. They talked of his having a cardinal's hat they'd send him as soon as an old nun's twat. Browning thought that the word meant wimple or other headgear corresponding to hat. Okay, so what we have here is a word denoting the most sacred place, the place where every single one of us has come from, has passed through, or at least was conceived through. It's just straight up a word for women and their genitalia, and it ends up being the nastiest word of all, in the U.S. especially. Why? Okay, so let's get to the deck. Cosmic cunt. Look at this. How fun is that? This is by Samantha West. It is published by Rockpool, and yes, we have put a little asterisk there so stores don't have to hide it under their counters, I'm sure. Rockpool. In case it's not abundantly obvious, this deck is not for the faint of heart. If you clutch your pearls at the sight of aliens wielding phallic probes, this may not be the deck for you. However, if you possess a cosmic cunt, one capable of abducting farmers from their land, and love all things ray gun and UFO, this deck will help you embrace your power and delve into your own psyche. Yeah, okay. Let's go! I love the sort of emergency yin, or grello, as I have called it. It's like, police tape, caution tape. Okay, here are the backs. Here's the little book. We've got copyright of 2020. Oh, this edition published in 2022. Okay, first published in 2020 as Marble Moon Tarot by Marble Moon Studios, and then became Cosmic Cunt when it went to Rockpool. So, and of course, Rockpool is one of the Australian publishers. So, of course, why wouldn't they change the name to this? The introduction looks like the contents. The book is fairly succinct. An introduction, reading tarot, how to read the tarot. That's the first 2 pages, and then we go into meanings. So, greetings, Earthling. Congratulations on taking the plunge and picking up the Cosmic Cunt Tarot deck. You now hold in your hands the power of intergalactic fortune-telling. You have everything you need to tap into the divine universe's message. In case it's not abundantly obvious, this deck is not for the faint of heart. If you clutch your pearls at the sight of aliens wielding phallic probes, this may not be the deck for you. However, if you possess a cosmic one capable of abducting farmers from their land and love all things ready to embrace your psyche. Okay, same thing. The end of that was what we just read. Oh, and look, it's got a little ribbon. Then, reading tarot. If this is your first deck, you'll find everything you need to know you need to learn how to read in these pages. If you're a seasoned reader, this deck follows the traditional Smith-Rider-Waite tradition. It can be read straight out of the box. The suit names have changed. Okay, how to read tarot in a paragraph. God, is my camera that crooked? No. Okay, how to read the tarot. For every tarot reader on Earth and beyond, you'll find a different style of reading, including ethics, reversals, spreads, intuition-based versus traditional spirituality, and more. The more important thing to know is that there's no right or wrong when it comes to your style of reading. Play with the cards, don't take yourself too seriously, and don't be afraid to change your mind. Good advice. The pentacles are discs, like little UFOs. The wands are probes. The swords are ray guns, and the cups are specimens. So, this is Cosmic Cunts in a context of UFOs. Right. Then there's a little part on keeping a tarot journal, on reversals, or when you pull a card and it's upside down, often means traditional meaning of the card is inverted. Whether or not you choose to read reversals is entirely up to you. And there are not reversal meanings separately in the text here. Intuition versus traditional. This is a bit of touchy subject for a lot of readers. Many readers learn the traditional meanings. However, there are also readers who choose not to learn the meanings. It's just saying, yes, do it your way. Ethics. Who will you be reading? Who are you willing to read for? Are you comfortable with taking cash? Will you read for someone who's not present and has not consented? And yes, here, preview of coming attractions. Will you do past life or future prediction readings? All these questions, so many more, will map out your personal code of tarot ethics. This is not concrete and does not need to be established from the beginning. It's fluid and will change as you grow as a tarot reader. Well, I believe there are certain ethics that everyone should follow, but. And then shuffling. Everybody's got their own style and spreads. We have a UFO spread, and that's it. And then we're into the major arcana. So you see we have a paragraph with no separate reverse meanings. It's just a paragraph, not keywords. And then at the end, here's the author bio. Look at that. Samantha West was born and raised in New Jersey, USA. She grew up with a love of art and creating things with her hands. Her mother encouraged her to pursue any avenue that interested her, and that led her to experimenting with all forms of art. She was gifted her first tarot deck when she was 15, and her journey as a witch grew from there. Artwork became interwoven with her spirituality. As she got older, she received a master's degree in interior architecture, but also felt called back to more free forms of artwork. She found her calling when she began working on her first tarot deck in 2018 and has continued creating and helping others bring their visions to life ever since. She's now a full-time illustrator who teaches a course on tarot deck creation. When she isn't drawing, she can be found knitting or making candles with her husband and baby girl, and marblemoonstudio.com is her website. Let's zoom you in. Okay. Are we at all sure of how close we want to be to this deck? I might have to pull my curtains shut a little bit. We'll see. Yeah. Does that help? Of course it doesn't. All right. That's okay. There's glare. So you can see that the cardstock is not shiny, but it's not absolutely matte. You know? We might call this semi-gloss. All right. So here's the Fool, and we have this delightful little, let's do this. That's a little better. Delightful little woman, alien, with a cute little dress and some kicking shoes, and a little thing here, sluggy like. things. So there's the Fool. So there's a like a portal, and she looks as though she's about to kind of step out of the portal and into something, and there's like the little dog at her heels. So yes, we've got RSW-ish images, but not completely. Here's the Magician with his, okay, let me fix this. Here's the Magician with his head kind of split in half, and we see the symbols of the suits there. And it's just occurring to me that instead of cups or other kind of vessels, that cups in this deck is specimens and not cunts. Okay. Then we have, okay, let's just go here. Divine. So instead of High Priestess, why would you not have High Priestess in a deck called the Cosmic Cunt? Good God. It's just called Divine. And we see a crescent moon and her righteous mohawk, and we have the allusion to the two pillars. Empress. Emperor. I think, the art style is very cute and consistent. I love the symbols that she's chosen to pull out of the traditional. Here's the Hierophant floating in the air. The Lovers. Tentacle porn. One's looking decidedly female, although they're both kind of gender fluid, but more on the feminine end. There's the Lovers with fine mushrooms like. The Chariot. Strength. I'm also realizing that this is not the image for like the Empress or the High Priestess. And since cups are specimens, I'm assuming this is not going to be the Ace of Cups either. Okay. All right. A little bit of disappointment creeping in here, but on we go. Here is Strength, this same little puppyish sort of slug sort of thing. Okay. Hermit. What are we holding here? Oh, a cup of tea. Having a cuppa. Sitting all snuggled. Here's the Hermit. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. So it's just like a redo of the backs. There's Justice with her ray gun. Hanged. It's just called Hanged. Death. So we are going kind of gender neutral. Kind of not. Interesting. Temperance. We've got our specimen, our test tubes. The Devil. We're enslaving these cute little puppyish slugs. Puppy slugs, that's what I'm going to call them. Here's the Tower. Star. Moon. Sun. That's kind of different. That's almost like the Mystical Medleys style, but cute. Still cute. Judgment. So this card has all the colors: black, white, gray, and Grillo. The World. All right, let me look at Judgment again. So Judgment, we have three eyes, and the third eye is what I would key in there as, seeing something with that vision of judging right from wrong. That's interesting. I mean, this card seriously deviates from standard. There's no allusion whatsoever to the Waite-Smith deck. And there's the World. Now, Ace of Discs. We've got a little three-fingered alien hand holding up the UFO. Two of Discs. Three. We've got the wrench. They're going to fix them. The 4. Ooh, I like the idea of having them in a jar. The 5. So remember, this is Pentacles. The 6. Hands out. Ah. 7. Review. 8. deviation. 10 of discs only has one critter instead of having like the happy family with their arms in the air looking at all the discs. Then we have page, the knight, the queen, and the king. So we have traditional quartz. Onward, probes. Oh dear, here we go. Whoop whoop. If you haven't been put off by the word can't, then you're probably not going to be put off by all the peen here. The ace of probes, the two of probes, the three. Okay, so the two of wands, trying to kind of relate it to the standard, not really being successful. We don't see ships. We just see three peen, the four. So again, it looks like we're going much more simplistic from even the majors when we get to the minors here. The five. Oh dear. I have to stop and think about what five of wands looks like. The six of probes. So this would be victory, okay. Standing your ground against all the other probes. And there's the eight. They're flying through the air. And okay, so I'm going back to the five here, because I'm like, all right, how does this read? Well, the five of wands, usually you've got people, you know, all at cross purposes. So this is like, yes, everybody's shooting their wad, but none of it can get anywhere because other people are in the way. All right, 9. Some boundaries there, and we suddenly have a mummy. Okay, and there's the 10. Page, the knight, the queen, and the king. I wish the king was just a giant dick. I really do. Now we've got ray guns. These are the swords. The ace. The 2. I love. Okay, the blindfold, the crossed arms. That's good. The 3. Very much. It's interesting where she chooses to stay with the traditional and where she's deviating. The 4 of ray guns. The 5. Abuse of power with more arms than the other person. The 6. Traveling across sketchy waters. Here's the 7. I'm going to take all of them. The 8. Again with the blindfold. I'm glad that that's there. Here's the 9. Bad middle of the night angst. And there's the 10. So we've got the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. Not a lot of information from the courts visually. Okay, now we have the ace of specimens, and you know, not a cunt in sight. The ace of specimens, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and again, have not seen this image. Color me disappointed. The 5, the 6, the 7, there's 8. These are definitely sticking with the traditional, the 9 and the 10. So there's the family. Page, knight, queen, king. So I smell a missed opportunity. And by the way, did you see that these have the green on the edge? So let's light some stuff up here. And oh, I didn't even put a candle here. All right, gonna zoom out. All right, let's light the charcoal at any rate. Kind of glad I don't have a candle because it's 90-some degrees out there. And let's light up a little bit of sage. bless it with a little bit of salt water. And say welcome. Guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, welcome. And help me to anoint this deck and bless it with the fire of Azrael, the spirit of divination. With all the elements, and there's our offerings, and here is the blessing of spirit. Alright. Let's try a shuffle. It's kind of chunky. It's chunky and it's small. That makes for a rough shuffle because the cards just will not bend, and if you try to, then you're going to bend them permanently. So I'm going to split this deck and try a couple, smaller shuffles. That definitely works, but again, with this cardstock, it is rather stiff. You're going to run the risk of bending them permanently. Let's try one more with the full deck. Let me split these over here. Yeah, it's hard. Very difficult. And I can see the bend in them just from that much shuffling. So I am going to cut and pull. And all right, you can't. So again, let me express my disappointment that we have thrown that. We came out swinging, came out swinging with that word right up front, and then we go through the deck and not a count in sight. I'm terribly disappointed. We've given great honor to the dick, but not the cunt. Well, all right. I'm going to put these back in, and let's ask this deck. Please, oh please, first of all, let us in. And what do we need to know today in our times? If you're watching this maybe even years down the road, look at the date at when this was shot, and you may understand some things. We are fresh from the U.S. Supreme Court, steadily dismantling our state. Okay, so we are asking in our times, what do we need to do in order to feel like we are thriving and not merely surviving? I mean, we are down to survival. So I will ask that question, and then I will say, just tell me what we need to know. And looky, I have 3 cards here. So we're going to go with the 3-card spread. The spread that they offer here is the UFO. What is distracting me? What can help me get back on track? Why am I allowing myself to be so easily distracted? And where should my focus be? Let's just go blank, and then I might turn around and do a more complex, specifically targeted reading. It's weird that this has only been a half an hour. I thought this was going to be like a terribly long one. So we have the 9 of discs, the 9 of specimens, and the Knight of discs. So what's interesting when you first test drive a deck, to see rather than doing straight up the deck interview, just sort of throwing it open and letting the deck show itself to you. So I said I was going to cut and pull, but as I was shuffling, these 3 flew out. The deck wants me to know something, and the fact that we have 9 of discs and 9 of specimens, first of all, says that I did a fairly good shuffle, but second of all, there's some symmetry here. So it immediately makes me feel like there's some resonance or some something cohesive happening here. Let's go to the book, the 9 of discs. All right. Ooh, you fancy. You've worked so hard to get where you are. Take some time to really bask in everything you've earned. Indulge in that extra delicacy. Upgrade your spaceship. Treat yourself to a new ray gun. There will be a time for saving again in the future, but take a moment now to enjoy everything you've accomplished so far. All right. Very straightforward 9 of discs. Now let's go to the 9 of specimens. I mean, again, I'm so disappointed because we have probes, but nothing for them to probe. 9 of specimens. Heck yes. Heck? Heck? Look at you, basking in everything you have. All right. Let's compare. Take a time to really bask in everything you've earned. Look at you basking in everything you have. So we have 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, the Wish card. You are truly fulfilled. You've gone through so much and you've come out the other side a better little galactic being. Indulge in life's fanciness, enjoy your moment, embrace the ones you love, take some time to just enjoy the here and now. Lovely. I mean, a lovely thing, not a swear word in sight. Then let's go to the Knight of Discs. The Knight of Discs drives you towards your goal, pushing you to do the best you can. Keep your eye on the prize and don't give up. Be methodical in your actions and make sure your energy is being allocated to the best place. I really like that as a meaning for a court card. I really do. So it's saying, go ahead and enjoy the fruits of your labors and use your money for what gives you joy. This is acknowledging the emotional thing. You've been through a lot, so enjoy where you are here and now and celebrate your accomplishments. And then this says, don't give up. Keep your eye on the prize. Be methodical. So, you know, as a message for now, I have been putting out somewhat of this message in that when, you know, when things are exploding around you, when the out there is critical and stressful and shocking, it is very, very important to pull yourself back to your own here and now and recognize where you are. And I look around my home. The shit is not hitting the fan inside my home. I have food, I have shelter, I have loved ones, I have my dragon horde to keep me happy. And so, I can find happiness in the here and now. And this is a reminder to celebrate those things so that we will be able to methodically move forward and take care of issues that we need to take care of. Yeah? So I think, I just heard the phrase calm before the storm. In this place where we're watching things unfold, but have not experienced the landing of them yet, we're far, far, far from ultimate outcomes here on a lot of very important fronts. So this is a very good reading and a good reminder that it's for our own well-being. How do we thrive? We remind ourselves of what is good. And, keeping us in the here and now and helping to balance out any stress that is going through our system. And also so that we can be prepared to move forward, but also acknowledging what it is that is worth fighting for. And again, I will say, terrible, terrible disappointment. Not a single swear word. I'm very curious as to why we chose this name when King of Specimens. Okay, I want to go with this 4-part, with this UFO reading spread. Okay, let's do this. So, let's look at King of Specimens, and then I'm going to keep shuffling and see if he's got a place here. The King of Specimens is a balance of heart and mind. So he knows how to connect with his emotions, but does not allow them to drive his decisions. Give your emotions space, but be prepared to curb them back when they start controlling you. When your logic and heart find balance and support one another, you become the best version of yourself. These are excellent meanings. It's wonderful writing. So as, all by itself, I'm like, yay, this is great, but you called it the cosmic cunt. Okay. And as the category, what is distracting me, this would say is our emotions are distracting us from our focus, from our logical thought processes, from being able to, think our way through obstacles and challenges that we're facing. So, what's distracting us? Emotions. Yeah. Number 2. And this I am going to cut. We have strength. What can help me get back on track? And we have the strength card. Now, this isn't about brute strength. This isn't about bearing through whatever is thrown your way. This card is about the quiet strength, the kind that comes from looking inward and finding strength within. Very simplistic meaning for the strength card. So I would say, if you are already a reader, you can bring a lot more to this picture from what you've internalized. If you're a beginner, it is a very friendly introduction. All right, third position. So, what can help us? Just dealing with the inner. I always look at this card as about leading in a calmly strong way, being, yes, in control of our internals. When we calm down inside, things calm down outside. All right, why am I allowing myself to be so easily distracted? Is there a Donald Trump card? That's my husband in the back. 10 of Discs. Why am I allowing myself to be so distracted? Not only have you been working hard to acquire your wealth, but those that came before you have as well. The 10 of Discs is all about financial security and generational wealth. You may have a payout coming from an ancestor. Be sure to keep your finances secure so you can provide the same comfort for generations to come. Now, in the category of why am I allowing myself to be so easily distracted, money comes into the picture. My worry about, I think we might need to enhance the description of this category by saying worry about finances, about financial security. Money is allowing me to be so easily distracted. So we have emotions and financial stuff. So what is distracting me and why am I allowing it? I would certainly do reverses with this deck, because I'm thinking about, this, we could maybe read this as a reverse if a positive card comes up and you're trying to answer that question. But what is distracting us is the emotional nature of things that are happening. Why are we allowing ourselves to be distracted? Because we're very much concerned with the financial, because our focus, and this 10 of Discs too, we have to talk about physical health, that maybe our physical resources are tapped out. They're on a 10. Rachel Pollack talks about AE weight, saying that the 10s kind of show the suit as sort of tipped over the edge, that the 9 is the culminating card and then the 10 is tipped over the edge. So we can say maybe our resources are tapped out, our physical resources are tapped out, we're physically exhausted, which means that we lack kind of the self-control and strength to rein in emotions. All right, where should my focus be? I'm going to give this another little and then a cut. Where should our focus be? The 8 of probes. On all the dildos. Okay. 8 of probes. Note again, we have seen not a single swear word. You're flying through the air like a particularly aerodynamic probe. Now is the time to move swiftly. Everything is moving like lightning, and fighting it will only hamper your progress. Move with the momentum and you'll find yourself reaching the next level before you ever expected. All right, so where should our focus be? On swift movement, which would seem to fly in the face of the other things that we have here. I mean, strength is not a swift moving thing. What would help us is strength. Where our focus should be, maybe our focus should be on how fast things are moving. And within this context, that we need to slow down, although the meaning of the card itself, if we take it just for what it is, where should my focus be? On moving swiftly, getting with the momentum, not fighting it, moving ahead swiftly. So, you know, a little confusing maybe. Maybe our focus should be on mobilizing, getting moving, looking at what needs to be done and fucking doing it. Okay, so I'm down with this now. This is saying you just drop it into gear and get fucking going. That the energies are already, everything is already moving ahead at lightning speed, and we need to catch up. So we're distracted by money, by our emotions, and we really need to get a grip on ourselves and hop on the train and catch up with what needs to be done. Okay. I want to take just a little flip through the book here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a cunt, or a dick, or an asshole. My God, where are they? Where are they? I'm not seeing. I mean, we don't have the word cunt under High Priestess or the Empress. We don't. And the Emperor. We don't have that either. Let's look at the ray guns. Let's go to the swords. Maybe we'll find some swearing here. God, I hope my accent isn't all that bad. All right. Taking 3 shots to the heart. This sucks. It's okay to just dwell on that. Blah, blah, blah. No swearing. Well, the 5 of ray guns. No. The 6. The 7. Sneaky. Someone isn't being very honest. No. The 9. Darkness is enveloping you. The 10. The page. The Knight, the Queen, the King. I haven't seen a single swear in this entire book so far. I feel so let down. I thought I was going to be laughing my ass off and cunting merrily along, and it does not live up to the promise. On its own, if we did not have this word here, if this was, what was it called first? It was first called the Marble Moon Tarot. If this was just called the Marble Moon Tarot and then all those dicks appeared, I would be laughing my ass off and thoroughly fulfilled, and it would be a great thing. But the fact that you promised this, and then we get a bunch of dicks. It reads well. It'd be a great little beginner deck. Yes, I will use it because it really distills the meanings. The text is very well written, not really simplistic, but lean. It's very lean. There's not a lot of fat, and there's also not a lot of detailed imagery to key into. We have that basic main elements of most of the Rider-Waite Smith decks, but then we don't have anything extra to draw from. So again, it would be a very good beginning deck. I'm sad that there aren't at least, oh look, there's a swear. The 5 of discs. Damn, you're broke. Look at how poor you are. Why are you buying new tarot decks when you're this broke? Just kidding. Tarot decks are an essential after all. It looks like you may have recently taken a financial hit. It's time to swallow your pride and reach out for help. All right, so, damn is the worst I've seen in here so far. Let's go through some probes a little bit. I'm scanning. I'm hoping that the swears will jump right out and slap me in my gob. The 6, take a bow. You did the thing. You're awesome. The 8, we read that. The 7, the 9, the 10. No, I don't see any. The 9 of, let's get the 9 of probes. You've had the utter crap beaten out of you. Could we say shit? Just once? Maybe? Shit? All right. And again, the ray guns. Okay, what's the 5? Abuse of power. Nary a cunt there where we really should have it. Page the queen. Yeah, so I am let down. I already just said this, but as a deck taking it on its own, if it were the Marble Moon Tarot, I'd be raving right now. Unfortunately, I'm terribly disappointed because you promised me guns. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that those who have stuck around like this have come out with their sensitivities intact. If you like this, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do that too. Hit the bell so you'll know when I drop new videos. And comment. Absolutely. Comment down below. What do you think? Are you let down as I am? Oh dear. So I'd love to hear from you. I will see you guys next time. I'm going to try a live stream again this week. And until I do, this is Luna. Blessed be.